Commanding General Yahanna here. Commanding General Yahanna here. ISUPK, the original ISUPK, 1969, Body of Christ. Here's what I want to tell you, man. Now, I want you to think about something for a minute. You've been studying the scriptures. You've been watching us on tape. You've been watching all kinds of camps on tape. And as you've been watching and studying, you realize that it's coming to the point where you got to put this into action. That you need to step out there on the street and handle that work. Now, here's what happens to a ton of brothers. A ton of brothers go out there without coming through the school and learning what they need to learn. And what happens is they run out there and then they run into problems that they don't know about. And they try to get them problems answered online and calling brothers and all that, and it creates a bunch of confusion. And in many cases, it eventually chokes the truth. It look like it ain't gonna choke it now because you feeling strong, your energy's up. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. You understand? I've been doing this 40 plus years. Okay? Ask anybody my name. It's gonna all be bad, which it's supposed to be. All right? Christ said when they speak all manner of evil against you, that's when you know you're doing this work. Do yourself a favor. Come to the ISUPK first. Learn from the original school first. Even if you think it's too militant or too this, too that, don't let anything block you from getting the pure knowledge first, straight from ISUPK. I'm saying this out of love because I'm seeing too many brothers fall. They're getting up under cats, they're getting with their clique. Bring your clique here and let your clique handle ISUPK. Because here's the deal. If your clique ain't strong enough to handle ISUPK, why would you go out on the street and get swallowed up out there? And if you feel like ISUPK ain't got it all down, then you should be man enough, you and your crew, to come to us and lay down and break bread and talk about these scriptures. Ain't no harm gonna come to you. Ain't no harm come to a man that disagree with the truth. You ain't trying to harm us, we damn sure ain't trying to harm our own. So come to the ISUPK, sit down in our classes, learn from us, and then you can make your serious decision on what it is that you're supposed to be. And I guarantee you, you're gonna realize that it was much more than what you saw on that video, man. Much love to all you warriors learning, growing, and getting ready to bust out into this work. I'll see you soon. Shalom, family. None of this would be possible. Neither will we be in the mindset to carry forward in this mess that is created in this earth. Neither would we ever even understand how we got into slavery, who we was in slavery, or the avenues on how we would get out and get back to our Father. How we would get off of drugs, fix our families. None of this would be possible. Everybody has tried and everybody has robbed us trying. Nobody's gotten it done, especially places like the church and so forth. So if not for the Most High opening up those records and keeping his promise to reveal his secrets onto the prophets, we would not make it back. So he deserves all recognition. We thank our King Yahushua for much mercy and patience in us for us to carry forward in the work of the Lord. So, he here now. So I was just waiting a second for you because I had to mention you and the great work you're doing out here. I want to give a big shout out to Captain Gadalhar and all his rangers out here and the work he's doing. You know, we rarely get out here. And this brother has been so faithful to the Most High that he has held his own down and held you brothers together year after year after year, you know, with very few of us making it to this side. He's steady building, steady fighting, bringing up great men too. They don't talk much, Gadar. I try to get them to talk. They ain't got nothing to say. I think they just want to, hurt somebody. I don't know what it is. That killer's in them, I guess. I couldn't get them to talk. I said, let me leave them alone. Sure. So he's doing an amazing job. I want to give it up for him one more time. Yo. Big shout out to all the heavy hitters that came in from out of town. I see a few of them up in the building tonight. New York, you got Big Yak up there, Captain Zar Yak in the building. You understand? You got the Midwest Monster. How you doing, brother? Welcome. Come on. You got the Big West Monster Mayhem. He about to be total mayhem. Out of Chicago, Captain Mauquad, man, holding it down. His next brother, I'm starting to whisper his name because he's getting very scary. Okay, he all over the place. Wherever I'm at, I seem to see him. He don't say nothing. He just floats around in the back somewhere. Once in a while, he'll give me a call. He even whispers on the phone. He's a very, very scary dude, man. You know what I'm saying? We bad as hell up in this work, man. Cap McCard, I've arrived, man. Yeah. Got another brother up in here, man. I'm just running down names. I mostly recognize the captains, but I know everybody is doing an excellent job up here in the work. But these captains, man, have an amazing responsibility. If they don't know if they don't know now they have it, they're gonna know in a second. This monster will eventually try to cut us off from being online, cut us off from communicating with each other, cut us off with a lot of things. And at that time, you understand, if you take on the rank of a captain, you'd have made an oath to the Most High that the people that are put in your position, that are put up under you, that you would dedicate your entire life to make sure that they have everything that they possibly could have. You would understand that your job is to maintain them in this work and to never give up on building them up and keeping them safe, man, woman, or child. You would also understand that whatever it comes down to, that you would be willing to take on that responsibility, including and up to your very life, if it's necessary. So when we take on a captain up in here, it's not just no light business. We take you on, we all work together as best we can, but we work together with the understanding that any day now, we could all be separated. And that captain, we're going to sit on our bed and we're going to think about him. We're going to dream about him. We're going to remember every single thing he ever said and ever thought about. And then we're going to face the east and we're going to thank the Lord for him. We ain't going to be able to see him. We're going to know what he's doing, but we're going to beg the Lord for mercy for the great work that he's done before and that the Lord be with him in that time. We're going to count him a real servant of Yahushua. You understand? Damn right. So, and any man that wants to aspire to be a captain, be that man. You be that man and the Lord will give it to you. A lot of brothers think General Yahanna give him a rank of a captain. I don't give nobody no goddamn rank. The Lord gives you that rank. And he give you that rank because he loves you. He see you. You understand? He see what nobody else see. You think nobody see it. You being seen. You understand? So another badass cat you got up in here tonight, man. Another exclusively roughneck, man. I think he's going to take over all Texas. I think this cat going to take over all Texas. His camps is huge as hell. He's hardworking and innovative as hell. This is a cat that could really, he's a real good interpersonal person, man. He knows how to deal with brothers and sisters, you understand? And so he's really, really, really working hard. Captain Yatazak, man, up in the building. He trying to beat me up about that Passover, bringing it down there. I told him it was in another state. He called me up. He don't even listen to what I'm saying. Yo, I got to show you. Yo, we already ready. Ready for what? We ain't going for what? And I'm telling you, we got that. I had to fight with him back. You know what I'm saying? One more roughneck if I can. Y'all let me get in here. It's my man. Ooh. I'm finna take the baby after the election. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. We're gonna hang out, play, and have fun. Another powerful brother, man, working very hard up in the truth, very sincere from a young man. From the days when we was grinding up in DC, we was in hell. I must have been about 110 pounds back then. That's how bad and stressed we was. This badass cat, man, held it down, him and his whole family. held it down with us, man, and kept this camp going. Been moved out to Memphis, right? And now doing stuff out in Memphis. I done put in an order to get you back 3 times. They blocked the order 3 times. I said, man, y'all bring my son back, man. They said, man, we got, that's Captain Sock G, man. Give it up for him. Yeah. So y'all know I always want to give a mention. Like I said, there's so many super bad cats. Really, 5,000s is coming through now, real strong. Other officers, show yourself a man now, man. You understand? The field is about to get real wide open. In about 2 seconds, man, the bottom gonna fall out of this kingdom. And tons of people gonna break that door in to get in here and get helped. And you're gonna be the one to do it. I keep saying it because I want you to understand it's going to happen. And you know I ain't lied to you. You see everything I said that came to pass. You in it right now, right on up to this day. Mark my words. It's gonna be a day where you're not even gonna you're not even gonna be able to get to that far rear door out there, because there's gonna be that many people in here and packed up to that door. Because of course, what you watching before your eyes is the Lord removing us from this man's hand. And as he remove us from this man's hands, we're gonna come together on an amazing level. It's all spiritual. It's written in the scriptures. We could do a whole lecture on it if we want, or a whole class or series of class or whatever. But I ain't gonna keep y'all all night. Y'all know I like to talk. But we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into all this porn. Y'all ready? I see y'all brought the babies. Y'all didn't think I was gonna bring no naked pictures, did y'all? Y'all turn around and say, oh, General Yahanna, he a good dude. He ain't gonna bring that nasty shit in here. Brothers in here like, damn, I'm gonna see what he got. Nah, I ain't gonna. This will be G-rated. Won't be nothing like that coming out. Just for y'all to know, just in case anybody was wondering, it won't be nothing like that. But we're gonna get it on and get going. I want to real quick before I get into, I want to thank everybody at home that joined us. I heard we got a lot of people online, Marah. So I want to thank them all for joining us, man, and getting in with it. Big shout out to all the other 7 heads that run this school and this nation as well. And big shout out to all the brothers and sisters in here, man, even down to our children, man, for all the great works y'all do and the striving y'all building up with, all right? So with that, let's do a little slavery first, can we? We'll talk about a little slavery and what happened in slavery and how we ended up here where we're at. Whether you know it or not, you probably know it now because of the, you probably, give me the scriptures, you can give me the pictures on slavery. Like, you probably know it now because you're in the truth and you learn the truth. But if you didn't know this, all throughout slavery up until today, there's been a system of taking away our spirit to be sexual correctly, to be in relationships correctly. All of that started way back in slavery. They started taking that spirit away from us. And let me read something to you, man, just to give a little perspective of it. And this comes out of slave perspectives in the 1700s, if you're interested in the book itself. And it gives a good description of the origins of buck breaking. Y'all heard of that before? Read a little bit about it. We always, as a people, had a very exclusive way we were based on our laws. Based on our laws, the Most High said you was never to look at another woman's nakedness. You weren't even supposed to look at another man's nakedness. Like, they got us in the lockers half naked. You understand? When you playing sports. I went into wrestling because I didn't like the way the football players were smacking each other on the ass. I'm a Benjamin. I'll kill you, man. You understand? That homo thing, you don't play that, man. You understand? And they up in there. I wanted, I was a little guy, but I was like, man, I'm going to get that. I went up there, man, they smacking everybody on the behind. I said, man, I can't do that. I'm not going to, because somebody going to do that, and we're going to have, I'm going to bleed somebody on this goddamn field. We're not supposed to be doing that. We ain't supposed to be smacking no other man on his behind, man. And where the hell did it come from? And why does it have to even be in football? Other than some secret sodomites who putting them brothers in tights and doing all kinds of things to harm us. But this kind of thing has always been something they did to us to pull our spirit away from our exclusiveness, man. We always fully dressed the way we dress. We always carried ourselves and our nakedness in a way as to not exploit it in the world for thousands of years. And they turned around and took it back. Let me read a little bit. It said they started to make sex no longer sacred to wear down our resistance. Meaning they sat down and said, we're going to use this sex and we're going to wear down their ability to resist us, to fight against us. We're going to use sex to do it. And they're doing it today, which you'll see as I go on. All right. It said, the scriptures say, give me the scripture on the bed is undefiled. Let me keep going. Here's what it says. All right. Enslaved men and women had no legal protection against the sexual advances of their enslavers, overseers, or any other white person. The American system of slavery meant that enslaved people were legally classified as property, and their bodies were considered the property of the slave owner. A slave owner's assault was not seen as a crime against a person, but a non-punishable act regarding their possession. So if he raped a woman or a man, it wasn't considered a crime at all, of course. It was just something that he did. And it was like sorry, sorry, but he just was in the mood. And so ain't much you could have done about it. Bear with me one second. Here's what it says. And this is ridiculous. Just to give us an overview of how this started, how they started to strip this from us and keep us stripped. So let me keep on going. The American system of what they call cattle slavery meant that enslaved people were legally classified as property. State rape laws in the 1800s were written to exclude Black women, both free and enslaved, from their protections. It was not until just before the Civil War that some states, like Georgia in 1861, began to expand the definition of rape to include enslaved victims, though this was still rare. Remember, we came here in 1620s. So for 200 years, a Black woman could just walk down the street or walk down the field, snatched up by a white man, be raped, and it wasn't even a crime. She could scream, do whatever. You couldn't do nothing. Just the thought of that alone will already give you a spirit. If you don't have no recourse, it pushes your spirit to not want to have no love for that woman. You don't want to have no affection for her because when the slave master come to take her, you're going to be upset and not be able to do nothing about it. That's psychological warfare. And plenty of it was played on us since back then. Many brothers died because they was not just let that go. That was like their breaking point. He come and grab their woman, they go up in there and die over it. You know what I mean? And that's why when we understand this type of slavery and what went on in that slavery, man, we should be big advocates against anything that falls in that direction. Interracial marriages, all of that falls in that category, we should be totally against, because look what we suffered for them to take away our exclusiveness. And it wasn't even that long ago. Go back to the 60s or the 50s. A white man couldn't touch a Black woman in the North in the 60s. If she approached him, it was going, brothers was, what's this? And it was a big problem. That's how the gangs got started out here anyway, because they was coming down off them same mountains and attacking women, attacking children. And the brothers said, man, we got to get organized, man, because we can't let these cats just attack our women like that. That's how exclusive sex and sexuality and sexual parts were with a woman. And that was important. Let me read a little bit more. All right. It said,
in 1861 began to expand the definition of rape to include enslaved victims, though this was still rare. All right. They were motivated to do sexual violence, reinforcing dominance. Now that's hell. Meaning they thought to themselves as slave masters, we need to rape enough of these women, because if we rape enough of these women, that, ensures our dominance over them. As these men learn and go through the pain of knowing that they could sleep with our women and not have any recourse, it just made them stronger and made you and I weaker. You had to sit there and see that and put your head down and all that. And you'll see as I read down. And it's important to understand where this started and how this developed into what we're dealing with today. I'm going to get up to everything we're dealing with today. And as we get up to what we're dealing with today, having this in your mind is going to help you to understand that, man, why did we let them take us to this? And let's take ourselves all the way back. Brothers as well have been horribly destroyed by this that took place starting in the beginning. Let me read a little more if y'all don't mind. Okay, reinforcing dominance. Sexual violence was a key tool of control used to dominate, degrade, and dehumanize enslaved people. If you want to control people, you have to take away their spirit to strive for better. I was talking about this the other night on the show. Like, everything that Esau does is for one reason: to do something to that thing that lives in you that makes you strive, that makes you want to be better, that makes you holy or separate or exclusive, that makes you hold self-value to yourself. Those things are the things that he wants. He wants those things, because without those things, you can't do anything for yourself. And then you will end up whatever creature he wants you to be when it comes to your sexuality, when it comes to pornography, when it comes to video games, or anything that he puts in front of you that he wants to, absorb your spirit with or control your spirit with. Because let's face it, any addiction, if you got an alcohol addiction, you got to find something in you to make you strong enough to break that addiction, right or wrong. But if you got nothing in you, if your ability to strive, if I train you to fail at everything you do and to never strive and win, to never be better and win, are you going to be able to strive and win to fight this alcohol addiction? Of course not. So I could just give you alcohol then and get you drunk, and you just going to fall apart. You're not going to be able to beat that. That's the goal. That's the way to enslave. And even though the chains might be gone and different things are gone, the method is the same. And they now getting ready to reintroduce the method. When they went up there to them houses up on 75th Street on the south side, they went up in there and they just went in the complex. First of all, came with a massive amount of troops. Went in the complex, right? Went all up in the complex and just pulled everybody out of the complex. No warrants. They don't even know who's in there. No warrants or anything. Brought them all out, made them give up their IDs, separated all their children. Now, this is at 4:30 in the morning. Separated all their children while they pulled everybody out the building, asking for their IDs and do they got warrants and all that. Really? That's for demoralization. That's for, once again, you can't win. And as you see that go on, man, clear your spirit. Don't be sitting up in there like, damn, what we gonna do? The Lord is about to do, you've been wondering why, you've been reading the miracle stories in here. Keep on watching. The Most High about to show you himself. You've given him a reason to come get you. And believe you me, he's coming to get you. You understand? He's coming to get you. It's definitely going down. Remember, just stick to what Christ said. Don't even bow your eyebrows. Don't even flinch at it. No, the Lord's day is coming. And we're going to stay on this fire until that day comes, and we're going to change the tide of the planet. You understand? And if I had time, I probably won't, but I want to tell y'all about that little speech Miller made. Stephen Miller, that little speech he made at the funeral. That boy was out of pocket, man. He was calling on Satan on a real level. But that's a little, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back to this, all right? So So they use that sexual assault to dominate not just her, forget about her. Because the Lord said that's like killing somebody. You understand? But also to dominate you so that you will never feel like you have any authority over your woman. You have an authority in many ways, mostly an authority to protect her, which is so natural. That's as natural as drinking water. It's natural as drinking water that this woman is, I got to protect her. I got to be the strength for her. That's just as natural as it is to be human. They want that out of you. They wanted it out of us in slavery. They've been beating on us and doing things to get that out of us since then. Let me get a little bit more. Economic exploitation. State laws such as the 1662, that's 2 years before, Virginia law mandated that the child of an enslaved mother would be born into slavery, regardless of the father's race. So you know what that means, right? That means a white man can take 20 black women, rape all 20 of them. They have kids, and even though the kids looking white or whatever they look like, them kids all get to go into slavery. He just increased his slave litter 20-fold. Now you do that, he do that once or twice or 3 times a year. I mean, 1, 2, 3 years in a row. He might increase his slaves 60-fold. And they'll all be halfway loyal to him because he their daddy. But they'll still be considered slaves. That's the kind, so that they were incentivized, just like you would be if you got a farm and you got sheep and cows and stuff like that on the farm. Aren't you incentivized to bring the male sheep in and go let them have sex with the bulls or the sheep so they can have more babies? Now your flock done increased. That was how Jacob had to fight to get out of slavery. Remember, he had to take the speckled flock and multiply that flock. And that's how he got some wealth up to get the hell up out of there and to marry those 2 sisters, which is acceptable with cattle. But is that supposed to be done with our women? That's how this is the road, brother. This is the road that they started for us a long time ago. And this is a road that helped bring us to being addicted to these things like porn, like, video games, like anything they want us to be addicted to. By breaking our spirit, wearing us down, harming us. We being harmed in so many ways, just being in on this planet with them in charge. But it's coming to an end. Let me read on. All right. This created a direct economic incentive for enslavers to rape enslaved women to increase their property. Forced breeding. Enslavers often forced enslaved people into sexual relations specifically to produce more children who would also be enslaved. So he even took the male slaves. A sister in captivity, brother, had a hell of a journey. Now, why you surprised now that she don't have no morals unless she come into the truth? We surprised that she's half naked in the street, half out of her mind. That cycle's been going on for hundreds of years on us. Like I'm surprised sisters even in here. Be honest with you. It's like you had to fight a whole lot of demonic forces to not become a part of what's out there. A whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep on going. And brothers too. You get pulled over in a car and your woman's sitting on your side. You got that piece under your belt. It's real hard not to put that cat down, seeing that he could do what he does. I'm not telling nobody to do that. I pray you don't. I pray you don't even be in that position. But that's a difficult, you ain't gonna tell me it ain't went through your mind. Well, you sitting in that car. Of course it has, because that's the same spirit of oppression that forces us into these things that's anti-us, that's against the Most High, that's against the things that we was established. We would establish our laws with big, serious rules. We had serious rules about you taking a woman. You had to bring that cloth back to her father and all that. She had to be a untouched woman when she married you and all these rules that we had. Well, those rules made sex a very exclusive and righteous thing. And this empire took it all away. We only now fighting through the mud and the guts of this place to try to get back what we had before. Like, that's why whenever you feeling to be, sophisticated about your righteousness, you know what I mean? You feeling a little holier than thou about it. So damn what? Be that. Be that. You know what I mean? You're going to get a little criticism on the job. Dang, girl, you always wrapped up. Yeah. Because I'm not in the holy. Don't say that. Don't say that on the job. You get my point. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, a sister can't even, if a sister wears a long skirt 5 days to work, she got to get questioned. Am I lying, y'all? She going to get questioned. Same if you ain't hitting on her on the job. Some cats need to be put to death on these jobs. You know what I'm saying? But it's a part of the whole thing. And that's why it's important for us. It's important to put that inside you. We put everything inside us that, feel good, but hurts us and harms us. Because that's what we've been trained to do. We got to start to put some stuff inside us, man, that do so much for us, but oftentimes feels like it does not. You understand? The scripture said, be not grievous over the Most High's laws. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't be grievous over these things that the Lord gave us to be better and to escape that, man. Because that thing, y'all bear with me, I'm gonna run a little bit, but that thing that they doing to us out there with these algorithms and stuff is extremely, extremely evil. I mean, you got to be really close to Satan to think this stuff up. But let me keep on going, all right? All right. The psychological and emotional trauma. Enslaved women were assaulted, often experienced deep psychological and physical trauma. And that go on today. A lot of weak-ass men are child molesters. Don't have the strength to go out there, don't have the wisdom to go out there and go talk to a woman and build a relationship and function, you understand, with a woman. So turn to the most basic thing they think of, which is violence, which is, harm her. And here's the thing. You get it from your slave master if you have it. Those of you not in here, of course. You understand? And the problem with it is, you understand, your slave master is spreading himself all out over the kingdom. And as he does, what you think is going to happen? He's going to go to his basic thing. And here's the thing. A rapist don't have to give none of his self emotionally. He don't have to, he don't have to care about this person, which is what he wants. He wants to be an animal. He wants to keep that animal. And as a result, he'll damage a sister who now has to be a part of us because she's our sister and bring that trauma right up into our world. That just takes another notch out of us as holy people and exclusive when it comes to things like sex. We had clear rules about it, and they were beautiful, man. And they still are. And they're going to be beautiful again. You understand? Let's keep going. All right. I'm running a little bit. Psychological and physical trauma made worse by their powerlessness to protect themselves or their children. You think it wasn't child molesters when we was in slavery? You better believe there was. This is why we got to get rid of these people, man. It's why the next kingdom got to be crisis, and they can't have no parts of it. Like the scripture said, they can't build no city, do a damn thing after this. Let's go on. Sexual exploitation was incredibly destructive to the marriages and family bonds of enslaved people. Enslaved men were often unable to protect their wives, leading to feelings of emasculation and powerlessness. That's what I was talking about earlier. Now, remember now, you know that children mimic parents, and then they become parents, and their children mimic them. So it's very easy for the wrong thing to become part of your family line. If your grandfather committed suicide, your father is going to be hard pressed not to commit suicide as well. Oh, I didn't even see you, General. Shalom. Salaki. I'll get to y'all on the break. It's going to be hard for him not to be caught up in the same thing. And then guess what? It's going to be hard for his son not to be drawn for that. If your grandfather was a gangster and a gangbanger and you read all about him, it's going to be hard for your father not to be. Hard for him not to be. Same with your mother. Your mother coming out of captivity, 3 generations of a woman that been raped. It's going to be hard for her to not carry certain scars that make her behave in certain ways. And then turn around and behave, and you grow up and behave in certain ways. And sometimes we don't even see all the effects that happen to our women. You got a lot of women that walk around out here that can't be affectionate to their own sons. You know why? Because either they've been assaulted or neglected, or some other horrible thing has happened to them that they can't now turn around and extend no affection to the very child that come out their womb. You understand? That's what this kingdom does. And that's how this kingdom has started to walk us in that direction, to lose our soul and not be a people. That's why the Most High is everything. The Most High gave us these records, made sure we kept these records, and made sure he raised up prophets like yourselves and daughters of Zion like yourselves to make sure, to ensure that these records get another chance to be brought out and that Christ get to get the kingdom that he lost his life for. He died for as an innocent man. You understand? So that your innocence, your righteousness, those great things that you had that was stolen from you, that you didn't even know was stolen from you. You was born into the world of where stuff was stolen already. So by the time you get up on the mat and then did the things you did, you think it's just you. No, it was already done to you. And guess what? Now the Most High is going to open that door to give us that back. And we're going to get damn right. We're going to get past all of this. You know what I mean? A little bit more, right? I got one more section and we're moving on. All right. Some white women, y'all know where I'm going. Yeah. Now you know why them bras be going crazy at you, want to block your car, argue with you. Yeah, I'm finna give it to you right now. Remember, she got 3 generations. She was raping your granddaddy at 12, full of testosterone, twice as much rod as her man, strong as a bull from working in the field. And then her daughter saw that and she went and got some. Her daughter saw that and she went and got some. And then somebody gave y'all civil rights and you stopped giving some, and now you wonder why she mad. You know, man, she want a buck for herself too. Some white women, often the wives of enslavers, punish the enslaved women who are victims of their husband's abuse. Not on top of it, not only did the sister have to go through that abuse, then the cat's woman, he go out to work, she come in there and beat the hell out of the sister for him even wanting the sister. She blamed the sister, which is just like an Edomite, because of course he's not about justice. He's just about winning, like they brought out in that Charlie Kirk wedding. They don't give a damn about just. They give a damn about win. And that's a God that they worship. And brother, that God is going to die by the hands of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He's going to die. Because the Lord already won. He about justice. He is about what's right and wrong. That's why he sit on the judgment seat. He ain't got to worry about winning. He already won because he made the win. So he's only worried about making sure justice is right in this earth. And that's why they're going to get dealt with for their injustice. So let me finish real quick. So she punished that woman for her husband's abuse. In some cases, they would enact their anger and frustration on the enslaved woman rather than confronting their husbands. And let me tell you something else they used to do. You know, a child 9 years old, 10 years old, that doesn't know anything about sex. He's working out in the field, started out as a boy. He see who's in power. He's following his slave master. He's doing what he got to do. His daddy is right there training him to never come up against that slave master. And one day, her husband goes out to the market. And she come out there and say, send that boy in here. And you better not say no for what you need him for. She's the slave master. She brings him inside that house, and he's nervous because he know he don't even come in here. And she then begins to tell him what's going to happen. You're going to do something for me. You understand? And you're going to do it how I tell you to do it. And you ain't going to do nothing other than what I tell you to do. And you ain't going to say a word about it. You ain't going to scream about it. You ain't going to refuse about it. You understand me? Yes, ma'am. And then she began to take her clothes off in front of this 9-year-old, 10-year-old boy. And he's looking at her, and he don't know if this means he going to get killed or what. And she take him in that bedroom and break that boy in. He ain't never had sex before. And now he got to have sex with this white woman, his slave master. And is y'all thinking about, you got the image of that old beautiful white girl in your mind? Try a 40-year-old bitch from the South. It's an old evil, rotten-ass bitch. Some old fat, flabby, flat-ass white bitch done took your 12-year-old son, you understand, and turned him into a sex toy. You wonder why we all caught up in addiction, why we catching hell, why the hell the Israelite school UPK is mad as hell and fighting tooth and nail to wake our people up and give us the Holy Spirit back. That's why we here, because that boy should have never gone through that. You understand? Yeah, I'm good. That boy should never have gone through that. And he destroyed for life. And every time that slave master get up on that carriage with all that goods on the back, and say, Jimmy, come on, man, we can get up out of here. That boy start to panic. Heart start fluttering. Fear start coming inside him. Because he know once that carriage get out of ear sight, he getting ready to get called in that house. Getting ready to get called in that house and abused against his will. Today, a young man get called to be molested by an older woman. A lot of time he laugh at all like I'm all that. That's why she want me. That. That's the psychological damage. That's how you get rid of making it important and exclusive. You laugh it off. You give yourself an ounce of ego. But really, as a man, you're a goddamn rape victim. As a child, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. You hear me? I don't care what nobody said. So now that was our backdrop. That's where we started on this side, right or wrong. That was where we began, in that pit hole. And where do we go from there? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. All right. Bear with me. I got so much more to read, but I'm going to pass on. I think y'all get the point, right? All right. Somebody gets Songs of Solomon 1 and 12. 12 and 13 voice. 12 and 13 verse. Whoever got a microphone. Number one, you got it?
No.
What?
Songs of Solomon 1 and 12, sir?
Yes, sir.
This is the book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 12. While the king sitteth at his table, my spikenard sendeth forth the smell thereof.
Now, this is Solomon breaking down a wonderful life, breaking down what it's like for things to be beautiful. Now, he could have mentioned all kinds of things, but he mentioned sitting down at his Lord's table and his spikenard burning in that room while they sitting down. Go ahead. You got both verses. Give me the rest. 12 and 13.
Verse 13. A bundle of myrrh is my well-beloved unto me.
A bundle of myrrh. He's referring to that woman. She's like a bundle of myrrh to him, sitting down at that table. Let me tell you something that was stolen from us, that we almost don't do anymore, that we should be doing, that is a part, believe it or not, of the sexual strength of your family. We gave up our traditional coming together at the table for dinner. We threw that out the window because of all the crap coming out the TV set, all the psychological warfare this man has put on us, and other things like having to work 2 goddamn jobs. Family destroyed, so now one parent got to manage it. You got to fight to try to get back to that. A lot went on, and I'm going to show it to you in the scriptures. A lot went on at that dinner table. A lot of things got corrected. A lot of people got checked. A lot of coming together came together. A lot of things got resolved. You wonder why your woman always nagging you want to talk about something. You ain't got no dinner table out for her to vent all the things that went on for the day that she dealing with. You trying to answer her while you getting dressed for your second job. Or you got to run over here to do that. And she need time to talk. This happened. The school called about Bobby. The electric company, I don't know what their problem is. They went and cut the street up down the block. I told Miss Betty, stop cooking that grill so close to the house. She ain't stopped yet. You're going to have to say something to her or say something to her. She got to talk. How's she going to assist you when she can't talk? How's her spirit going to be free? How your spirit going to be free? And how you going to know your house is right? You got to, in my opinion, I'm going to show it to you in the scriptures. It's not a law. This is my opinion as your brother struggling any way he can to get you back to the people that make the Lord crack the goddamn sky and deliver us the hell up out of here. You understand? Most on Christ. Like, you should get your table back. And you should require as much as you can. And you should require everybody to be there.
That's right.
Beef or no beef. You get, come on. And you to make sure you, Black man, Latino man, Native Indian man, you sitting at the top of that table.
That's right.
Very important. Bear with me, warrior. I'm going to come to you, all right? You understand? And work with us in here, man. Get yours back. Because this was an enemy that came and destroyed that. Both first in your mind and then literally in front of you. You got more than, was that on it?
I have more, sir.
Huh?
I have more, sir.
Please.
Kind. He shall lie all night betwixt my breasts.
No, you can stop right there.
Okay, come.
Give me Chronicles 9, 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Check. I want you to see something. When David had a problem in his house, David knew what he was doing, even though he was battling enemies and all that. David knew what he was doing. Read that for me,
Okay, first or second? So
3 and 4, 9th verse, 9th chapter, 3 and 4th verse. Chronicles. Oh, which Chronicles? Damn, my bad. Try First Chronicles.
Okay.
I forgot which Chronicles, man. Salaki.
First Chronicles chapter 9, verse 3. And in Jerusalem dwelt of the children of Judah. And
Second Chronicles, what?
Okay. Second Chronicles chapter 9, verse 3. And when the queen of Sheba had seen the wisdom of Solomon,
When she came and saw the wisdom of Solomon, go ahead.
and the house that he had built,
And the house he built, go ahead.
and
Now listen, let me tell you something. You get deep on these scriptures. What he's getting ready to give you is a blueprint to start your manhood. What he's giving you is a blueprint on what to look for. Now read it one more time. Let's read it with some understanding. Check this out. Now this is a Queen of Sheba. She's wealthy, powerful. She rules all of what we call today Yemen. That's her territory. She ruled it all, right? Came up to see Solomon, a cat 10 times badder than her. Now read that one more time.
Khan. Second Chronicles chapter 9, verse 3. And when the queen of Sheba had seen the wisdom.
What's the first thing she saw when she got up there? What she put first on her list? Wisdom. The Lord said this knowledge of this truth is going to be your wisdom. This is going to give you the tools to fight any porn, it's going to be, so beneath you. If you take on these scriptures and this knowledge, y'all come on in, man. Y'all ain't got to stay out there. You understand? Like, it's going to be so beneath you when you add this wisdom inside you. When you start with wisdom, that should be in our whole nation. Wisdom's supposed to be what we start with one another. You understand? Ain't no sister supposed to want no dumbass cat. And ain't no dude supposed to want no dumbass woman. And if you end up with one, teach her. You can't leave her. You got it now. Don't get mad at her, scream at her. Just once in a while, you go down and say, "This is a dumb motherfucker." Don't let her hear you now. You don't want to crush her. She didn't mean to start out that way. Sisters do it. The sisters know how to do it. They see your dumb ass up there talking. Oh, baby, okay. Yes, baby. One of them comedians had a beautiful skit about it. She said when he get up and say he want to be an astronaut, he want to go to space, tell him, yeah, baby, that's a good idea. Give him his lunchbox and send his dumb ass to work. Like, we got to fight for us. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom's supposed to be on our table first. I need a woman that got some wisdom because I don't need her to make a mistake with some knucklehead talking in her ear. And she don't need me to fall for every fast ass that come up the block that's about to give me a package I can't never give back. You understand? And then again, how you gonna raise kids and you got a dumb broad or a dumb husband? And when I say dumb, I don't mean educated. I ain't got no degree, so you know I don't care. I ain't on that. Always is good to get your education. Get educated. Get your degree. Get your higher degrees. But you got to get the knowledge that come from the Lord. Or it don't mean anything. It's an empty bucket without this. Because this is what they not going to teach you. You understand? You can have a PhD, you still not going to raise your daughter right unless you put this in her. You still ain't going to raise your son right unless you putting this in him. Regardless of that, get your education. Use it. It's a good way to make money. And it should be looked at like that. I'm gonna get this degree because I'm going to make some money. But don't look at that as your wisdom and nor get puffed up with it. This is what's going to stop. You got PhDs, they on porno all day. Looking at naked behind all day, right or wrong. So you need this. You need the Lord. You need your Father in heaven to be with you in all that you do. So let's keep going real quick. Was that it? Is more? Okay. First thing he saw was wisdom. Then he saw the house that he built. All that he put together. How he built it up. His men, his wealth, his everything that he did. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And the meat of his table.
And the meat of his what?
Table.
Why did she mention the meat of his table? What's the meat of your table? Do it mean the meat that's just sitting on your table? It's much deeper. Go ahead, Jim. You provide for your family. Now you talking. Now you talking. How do you manage your house? How do you handle the meat on your table? Do you bring them together? Do y'all work together on it? How you deal with the meat of that table, man? And that's what you need to look at with yourself. And then you'll begin to be shed off all the demonic forces that's trying to drag you into the goddamn gutter, into the world of Esau, trying to take away, once again, trying to take away your spirit to strive, your spirit to become better, to become sophisticated, to look at the filth of the world and look down on it and know that you're not supposed to be a part of that you come from a royal bloodline that temporarily gave them an opportunity to raise themselves on this earth, but that the kingdom belongs to you at the end of the day. You understand? You got more? Give me some more.
And the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants.
And the what?
Sitting of his servants.
He had a grand table. She said the sitting of his servants. Anybody know what that means? Go ahead, Doc. His family and the people that worked with him. Let me tell you something now. You could always tell people by the people that worked for them and the people that served them. Let me tell y'all a little secret about me. My red was she in here tonight. She gonna look at me like, God damn it, nigga, you was playing games. Stop. I always take a woman out to a restaurant. If I want to meet a woman, I want to get to know her, I always, always, always take her out to a restaurant. You know why? Because the waiter is nobody she has to respect. He's the waiter. The waiter is nobody she got to be nice to. If she is a woman that does not have a decent, kind, forgiving, compassionate, considerate spirit, she's going to treat that waiter like shit. She ain't even going to answer. She ain't even going to know what she did. Waiter going to come to the table. He's going to be talking to her. She ain't even going to look up at her. Yeah, give me the so-and-so and such and such. Yeah, give me that. Give me that. And the nicer the waiter is, the more I lean in and listen. Do she turn and say, thank you very much? Was somebody handing her a plate of food? Brothers too. How are you when somebody serves you? How are you? You understand? How are you? And you can tell too. When brother, bring me a double shot of liquor. When he comes to me, all right, yeah. It sounds tough. But what's tougher is the turn to that brother and say, brother, I appreciate you going through that. Because he don't have to do that. I'm saying this from a man that used to not care about anybody. But until I came in this truth and got around these brothers, got around Muhammad had to knock the dust off my ass. I was rude as shit. I was a Benjamite that had a mouth that wouldn't shut up. And he had to, with kindness, he had to do it with kindness. He had to kindly get me off of my bullshit so that I could see things brighter. And he did it too. With the grace and mercy. Big up the General Muhammad. And all the rest of the generals, man, got General Q up in there. You understand? Who's always been a hell of a brother, man, up in here. And the brotherhood, man, the brotherhood is how we're gonna get back to who we are. I be saying the same thing because trust me, and it's gonna matter in the 2 seconds. In 2 seconds, you're gonna be coming out of a building that they just bombed or did some horrible thing to, and it's gonna matter to the people around you whether you got the spirit to feed those people that's starving as they're coming out. Shorten yourself. You lazy. I'm telling you just like it is. You lazy. If you ain't the best at camp, the best at your scriptures, and not best against another brother, the best against you. I don't compete with him. I compete with me. You know what you short of when you get up in the morning. Everybody know. There ain't nobody. You lie. You might lie all day, but you ain't lying to that nigga you wake up in the morning with. He know the minute you open your eyes, nigga, you ain't take care of A, B, C, or D. So you can't lie to him. Go be the best. And we'll shed the porn and all that. I'm going to get more into it because I know, I like to get on my things. So I'm going to get more into the details of what we dealing with. But we got to be the best in it. You understand? And so that's why I do what I do that when I meet a woman, I take her to a restaurant. And I watch how she handles people that she don't have to be nice to. I watch her among brothers. How is she when a brother just routinely hands her a plate of food? Is she thankful? Or does she think, yeah, okay, thank you? Or, or does she think it's something she's entitled to? If she think it's something she's entitled to, we're going to have a problem. You understand? Because the lowest man in here bring me a drink. He getting, thank you, I appreciate it, salakia. Yeah, he getting all that. Because he don't have to do that. And if he do it, he's strong. That person that does that's willing with, ain't nobody got more power in this room than me, do they? If they do, let me know. Raise your hand and hold your peace. I guess not. So I ain't got no reason to humble myself down to somebody that does something to me. You understand? You under orders by the Lord to do what you do. And at one time I thought that meant you supposed to do what I say. And I had to find out the hard way. That's not true. I found out the hard way. You better be best. You better be good enough for somebody to do that too. You understand? Don't act like you deserve it. Christ told us, we was in Jerusalem talking shit to Christ, and Christ turned around and told us, say not that you the children of Israel because you the seed of Abraham. Like, don't be puffed up. He was trying to let us know. You understand? You're going to blow the kingdom thinking you got the kingdom. That's what Christians do. I'm saved. Evilest niggas on earth. You understand? That ain't us. That don't come out this. I ain't never read that in here. You understand? When Saul went to David, man, went to the men in Israel and said, whoever fight Goliath, I'm going to give him my daughter. Now, his daughter wealthy. He's over the whole kingdom. Whoever married this woman is not only he getting a woman, he getting ready to become rich and get a woman. And the men told David, man, you need to go on and do that. David said, you think it's light to be the daughter of a king? It was cold, boy. It was cold-blooded. Now, he just fought a lion and a bear. He knew he wasn't scared of Goliath. He said, who's this uncircumcised beast? He looking like, ooh, I get a shot at that? This cat got to get smoked? Okay. He let them, y'all going? No? All right, I'm going. That's how he was. Remember, his brother said, man, I know it's how thou art, and thou art a busybody. Like, his brother's mad because he coming up to the battle with the food. Like, yeah, send y'all some sandwiches. Y'all ain't been out yet? Y'all still in the thing? Oh, well, what's out there? Oh, circumcised. He fucking with him all day. Yeah, man. So that's how he was. But when it came to his dignity, his self-respect, his honor, you understand? All right, it's time to get serious now. This brotherhood, that's the time to get serious. Sisterhood, that's the time to get serious. You understand? What these things they doing to us and taking from us and harming us and trying to change us into, it's time to get serious. Time to shed it all. And the key to the kingdom of heaven, the key to us getting in that kingdom is convincing the Lord that you are righteous just enough to be worthy for him to come get you. If you could do that for him, he coming to get you. He dying to come get you. All you got to do is give him the reason to come get you. You do it every day. Your kid act up, man, you beat his ass, send him to his room. You hear him up there crying. You just sitting up there waiting. He come out 3 hours later. Daddy, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have did it. You told me not to do it. And you about ready to cry like a baby. You about ready to bawl out crying like a baby because you so glad it's over. You get back to loving him and working with him and teaching him. That's what the Lord doing with us. He waiting on us. And we're going to break this porn and this video games and all this bullshit they using against us. We finna crush it and crush it in our people and get back to our status. Get back to our seat. Okay? Let me get back to it, all right? Was that it, 501? We got more?
There's more, sir.
Okay, the water. Go ahead.
2 Chronicles 9:4. And the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel.
She saw all that in Solomon's house. Go ahead.
His cupbearers also.
Come on.
And their apparel.
Come on.
And his ascent by which he went up into the house of the Most High. There was no more spirit in her.
There was no more spirit in her. Now I want you to translate that into you. You ain't got all the gold and servants and cupbearers, but you do. You do. You got a wife, maybe 2 or 3 or whatever. You got kids. You got family. You got structure. Make it like Solomon. Some of y'all, man, I come across some of y'all in here, brother. I get around you and your family. I'm like, this brother got it together. I might not say it to you, But trust me, I'm very observant. I see you, man. I see how you handling your stuff and how your kids act and how you are and how your rib work with you. I watch it. I catch every time Eve say some bad shit to her husband. Y'all know I get it. I catch it every time. I'll be like, she need work. I don't say nothing. She be all right. Give her another year. She be all right. But then sometimes, some of y'all, you down with your husband. He like, baby, come on, we gonna get ready to go, get the kids, I'm gonna get the bags, you understand? We gonna jump in the car. She like, all right, don't forget to this, don't forget to that. I'm like, they trying to work. They trying to be right. They trying to be better than this shithole they put us in. And brother, that's worth everything to us. All right? That's everything to us. That's it on that, Go ahead.
Did you want verse 5, sir?
Please, if you got it.
Khan. And she said to the king, it was a true report, which I heard in mine own land of thine acts and of thy wisdom. Howbeit, I believed not their words until I came and mine eyes had seen it.
Brother, that's what you want. You want that rep. That was rep. She heard it, but thought it was impossible. Got there and saw that it was more than she could even realize, and had to tell him, I recognize that rep. Brother, that's a great gift from the Lord. Spread that gospel in such a way that you become a force against pornography, video games, addicting brothers and destroying them and sisters too. That's a great thing to strive for that and not be stopped in that striving and accomplish your goal. I got one more quick one for you, if you could, Thaba. Give me this one too. Give me Ephesians 6 and 1. Now, I know this is another scripture. There's another scripture. Who could give me the scripture where, I know this is going to be hard to find, but who can give me the scripture where David's son Jonathan came to his table and was upset because his father checked him on what he had done earlier? Anybody think they can find that for me? It's been a long time since I pulled it, but it is a scripture that is perfect for what we're discussing right here. So if anybody want to take a shot, it's when his son came to his table. You got it? All right. So I want to read this first, and then we're going to read that second. Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
Come on.
That it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth.
Go ahead.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Let me tell you something. The family structure is the number one antidote for pornography and video games. You can build a good family structure out, you ain't never going to get caught up again, male or female. If you don't, and you do get caught up, the amount of damage and destruction is just horrific. So I'm going to bring out some of them points before we get at it. The amount of damage that happens to you as a person, your family, your relationship, everything you hoped for, what you strive for, is so in danger. Understand that when you pop open the phone, that they made it so exclusive. You know, there was one time where growing up in New York, brothers that did want to go, that want to engage in pornography or buy prostitutes, you know what I mean, or something like that, they had to get in their car, put gas in the car, drive up to Hunts Point in New York City, drive around till they find out where the hose is at, and then they had to jump out and engage in whatever they got into and still had to avoid the police. Then it got a little better. The hose started moving into the neighborhood. So all you had to do then, especially Harlem had brownstones, you just stuck your head out the window. Not me, because I ain't never bought no ass. So y'all looking at me like, damn, he looked like he might have done. No, I ain't. They looking at me. Morale, they looking at me like I done went and got to. Yeah, you look like you bought a little. No, I ain't never had nothing. Only because, listen, I ain't nothing, nobody special. Only because I came in the truth so young. And the men that was over me you know, Yeshaya, if you were sitting outside drinking with Yeshaya and you turned your head while y'all talking and you turned your head and looked at a hole, Yeshaya would ridicule you for about 45 minutes. He'll start off this way. He'll start off and say, could you imagine how she stank? Now you fucked up. You feeling bad already. Like, God damn, why I even look? Then he'd say something like, I thought I saw something dripping in her pants. He'll fuck you up bad. But by the time she get to the corner, you don't want nothing. You don't even want no legitimate meat. By the time he get to the corner, all you want is another drink and going to bed. You know what I mean? That's what he would do. And that was out of love. Big shout out to Chief Head Priest Yeshaya. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he would do out of care for you. You know what I mean? He knew he couldn't take you straight on and you tell you know something, and you'd be bucking back. Well, I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? I can look at some meat. But he also knew how dangerous that was for you as a person. Y'all brothers want to give up some seats? You got a couple of sisters that came in. Y'all got enough seats back there? Oh, you got one up here? Go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I think they good. I think they good. You got one sister with the baby. Y'all come on in. Yeah, so you can slide some up, though. You got a little room up here. We got plenty of room all the way up here. Some of y'all brothers want to just slide a chair over here or something, or even on the podium. It don't even matter. I think there's a chair back there or something. All right, whatever works, all right? So, so that was a part of us trying to, you know, him trying to convince you to get on the right, you know, the straight and narrow, and we should be the same way, all right? We should be the same way. Thawan, you got more?
No, kind of stuff.
Go ahead.
Ephesians 6:4.
Wait, before you go to Ephesians, you got that one you think you have with David? Give it to me. Tell him where you at. Water.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 20, verse 34.
Let me hear.
So Jonathan arose from the table in fierce anger.
Give me the verse above it. Damn, you good. I pulled some scriptures to go. See, you got some hands up there, man. Give me that book. Go above.
Verse 33. And Saul cast a javelin at him to smite him.
Right, trying to kill David because he had a demon on him. Demon of jealousy. That's another story. I'll do that another time. We can get into it. I'm sure y'all been going over it with General Muhammad in the class. There's no reason to be jealous and nobody. We all in captivity. Some brothers gonna be good at times. Some brothers gonna be good all other times. And jealousy will rise up in you. You just gotta fight it, just like you gotta fight porno. Same thing. You know what I mean? You gotta examine what forces is coming to take you out. You a soldier, ain't you? It ain't gonna be just a gunfight. There's gonna be forces coming from all kinds of things to take you out, including jealousy. Go ahead, Op.
Okay. Whereby Jonathan knew that it was determined of his father to slay David.
He knew. Jonathan knew. I thought it was David's son. It was Saul's son. Go ahead.
Verse 34. So Jonathan arose from the table in fierce anger.
Go ahead.
And did eat no meat the second day of the month, for he was grieved for David.
That's right. He was grieved because he thought this cat, his father, might have really gotten David. Where was they at when this happened? Read it again. Go ahead, Q.
They was at the table.
Yeah. They was at that place where shit gets resolved. They was at that place where your real feelings gonna come out. Parents always talking about, man, I try to talk to my son. He don't never talk. Because you talking to him somewhere where he ain't gonna talk. Sit his ass at that table every week. Watch how he take his food out that plate his mama had. And look at how his mannerisms are. And look at what he's saying and doing. And tell him to put that goddamn phone away. He at his father's table. And then make his mama say it to him right after. Let his mama be like you ever be on a Navy ship where the captain say, you know, batten down the hatches. First officer come right behind him. Batten down the hatches. You got to go right after him. Boom. Reinforce it in you. Shut down the mess hall. Shut down the mess hall. Right after. Make sure you know this shit is straight up and it ain't no breach in between these lines. Let his mama come behind him right after. And let that man grow up into something special. And he'll talk about what's bothering, or he'll show it to you by getting up at that from that table. That table helps against things like this evil, goddamn nonsense coming through our phones. You, if you can, as best as you can, you fighting jobs and hours and bad food, dangerous neighborhoods, you know, terrible bills, enemies all about, trying to be righteous to the Most High. But if you can, get to that table. Make it a regular thing, even if it's one day a week. Get to that table. It's a good tool. I'm not telling you you got to. Ain't no law saying you got to. I'm telling you, according to the scriptures, that's what brings out what goes on so it can be stopped. That's what's going to strengthen you against them forces. If you got to sit at that table and see that woman and them kids and know that you got to maintain this, you're going to be less likely to be caught up on the couch all damn night playing a goddamn video game. You're going to be smart enough to say, I'm going to play video game, but I'm going to put a bridle on it. I'm going to give myself X amount of time, and after that, I'm getting up off of it. Why am I getting up off of it? Because it's nothing wrong with playing video games, but I can't let video games own me. You understand what I'm saying? All right. That's it on that. Now, go ahead. Do me. You was good on Chronicles. You didn't finish it all, but I think we good on it. All right. Let's move on. So now we got out of slavery, right? So-called. We got up into this kingdom. We got generations of damage we trying to fix and generations of oppression coming down on us. So from both sides of the coin is trying to take us up under. And the white man, being the diabolical beast that he is, decided to find a new way to put us in captivity. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about a guy that I'll be totally examining this guy. And you might know him as the Unabomber. Y'all ever heard of that? You got to be a little bit of age to know about the Unabomber. Ted Kaczynski. Now, Ted Kaczynski was sending bombs around the country, and I'm not encouraging that. He would put bombs in packages, and he would send them to university professors and the strangest people. And they'd open the package up and blow their head off and all that. They looked for this guy for years. I mean, decades, I want to say. They were looking for him, and they finally got him. And that's a whole another part of the story. But when they got him, he released a manifesto. And in this manifesto, he said some things about society. And he said these things about society because he was a part of those who were in Harvard. This guy came from Harvard University, by the way. He was a prodigy, a genius. He entered Harvard University at around 16 years old. That's how smart this guy was. So he was a genius. He knew what he was doing. He was well-educated, very sophisticated. And so they brought him, since he was so smart, they brought him and involved him in a social program that they were trying to create. They was trying to create a way to control society in their social structures. And as he went into learning about it, and I'm going to read some of his manifesto, he started to learn how evil this was. How if they had the chance to implement this throughout the whole world or throughout the whole country, it would destroy our whole social structure. This is what he believed. And why what he did is when he figured all this out, he left society, got a little cabin in the woods in Montana. And from that tiny little cabin with no running water or nothing else, he began to build bombs. And he took those bombs and was blowing up the people who were involved in this program, in this structure. Before he left Harvard, and he started to expose to them that we shouldn't do this, that this is very evil, and that this will change the free will of men and women. You know what they did? They made him a victim of the program. Let me tell you how they did it. They slowly removed all the students in his class, and they put agents in the classroom. So he's going to school like normal, but he don't know that these people in his class are all agents. And here's what they told him to do. They said, we only want you to do one thing. Whatever he says at any time that's positive, we want you to criticize him one at a time. So whatever he said, if he said, yeah, I enjoy apple pie, somebody in the class would say, man, apple pie sucks. Somebody else would say, I don't know why people always acting like apple pie is special. I would never eat apple pie. Everybody I knew ate apple pie was gay. And he would hear this every time they said this to him. And what would happen is he would begin to break down. He would begin to get depressed. It was like everything that he said and thought about was, negative now. And he had no more friends in the class. He wasn't harmonious with anybody no more. He was being criticized continually over and over and over again until he had a break. He got so depressed that he had a break and he left Harvard. He left studying school and moved to this cabin. Now, let me ask you a question. Do that sound familiar to you? What does that sound like to you? Sis? You on the route. Give me more, General. Give him the mic. Pass the mic, sis. Give me more. Like MK Ultra. It probably is, but it's not what I'm looking for. This should sound. I don't want to give you a clue, but come on, stop. So it's not like social media. I'm gonna stop. Put you cats. Don't get a cat. That's not what I was looking for, though. But it was the closest to what I'm looking for. And let me just help you out. There's a very good reason you're not getting my answer. Okay? Very good reason. But I'm gonna give a couple more people that want to give it a shot. Sounds
like what society does to Black people.
Give it up. Y'all know why you didn't get it? Anybody? How come y'all didn't get that answer? Anybody? Anybody want to take a shot? Go ahead, Warrior.
We in the Matrix.
You in it. That's the answer. You in that now. That's why you didn't get the answer. Because it's being done to you right now. You on the 6 o'clock news. You being pulled over out your car. You being talked about in the dinner table. You being discussed in every political arena there is. So much so that you don't even know how to discuss dating. You on the internet arguing about how a man should be and a woman should be in 2025. Like if I find myself arguing about this, how a man should be, this is how a woman should be. In 2025, something wrong. Something wrong. I didn't have, like you said, I don't went in the Matrix and lost the time. They are doing exactly what Ted Kaczynski said that they did to him 30 years ago. And they did it to him as part of this. What? Oh, Slocky there. They did it to him as, am I coming through? Okay. As they did it to him as part of the program that they were creating to do to the world. Like they broke his spirit down, an intelligent man, and destroyed his spirit with a tool that they want to use online. Now we're getting closer to this porno thing and these video games and what goes on TV. And when you watch movies, we getting real into that now because that's what they wanted to do for a long time. And now they're doing it. Let's get a little more. Can you? All right. I ain't bringing the cord. Let's get a little bit more, right? So Ted turned around at the end of all this when they finally got him, or right before they finally got him. Ted turned around and wrote a manifesto. I'm gonna read this, a portion, just a small portion of this manifesto. And what you're going to see in this manifesto, somebody, what time you got? Well, just want to keep an eye on the time. 6:40? 6:40 or 7:40? 7:40. All right, I'm gonna hurry up. All right. What they did, what he says in this manifesto is going to help you to understand what they did online when creating online to harm us and other people. Here's what he said. He said, the breakdown of traditional values to some extent implies the breakdown of the bonds that hold together traditional small-scale social groups. Now, this is a Harvard pro here, y'all. She says, so if you break down the traditional values of people, you will destroy the bonds that they have in small groups. So they got to destroy your traditional values so that you will not be together. You will not come together. You will struggle to be one. Let me give you a little more. Which is why family is so important. Family and the structure of family among us as a group. All right. All right. The disintegration of small-scale social groups is also promoted by the fact that modern conditions often require or tempt individuals to move to new locations, meaning the modern society is making people move all over the place. Kids go to college here, and then he said that tradition is helping to hurt us, break us down. We mixing among this group. I'm gonna go. You see all over the internet. I'm gonna go live in Thailand, or I'm gonna go live in, which you can live anywhere you want. But with the way they're working these algorithms are, it's to separate and destroy you. Separating themselves from their communities. Beyond that, a technological society has to weaken family ties. Now remember, he's in Harvard looking at the things that they're building for this algorithm. This is before the internet. This is about 20 years before the internet. 20? No, that's not true. This is about maybe 10 years before the internet. He's the one that's in there writing the algorithms and all that for this to be built. But as he's writing it, he's saying, this is going to destroy people based on the things that he knows. Let me give you a little more. It says a technological society has to weaken family ties and local communities if it is to function efficiently. For that whole internet to run efficiently, they got to destroy your family ties. They got to create separations between you and your son and your wife and your daughter and you and your brother and this and that. That's what that does. And we're going to fight it. We're going to fight every evil act that comes into it. We ain't going to get off the internet. We're going to use it like we doing right now. How many people you got online?
We got 1,800 right now.
Well, you got 1,800 people caught up into the internet with us right now. We're going to use this internet. But we're going to fight the forces that they use to pull us all apart and separate us. Let me give you some more. I told you wasn't going to be no naked pictures. All right. If it is to function efficiently. In modern society, an individual's loyalty must be first to the system and only secondary to a small-scale community. Damn. Because if the internal loyalties of a small-scale communities were stronger than the loyalties to the system, such communities would pursue their own advantage at the expense of the system. You want to grow? You got to fight that system. You want to come together and become strong? You got to go against that system. You can't go, the cinnamon challenge. You out your damn mind. Cinnamon go in my coffee. I'm not doing nothing else with cinnamon that come across the internet. All these challenges they got. All this stuff that they got going on. They're trying to destroy the world to control it. Trying to bring massive chaos in to control it. And porn and video games is part of it. Suppose that a public official or corporation executive appoints his cousin, his friend, or his co-relationship to a position rather than appointing the person best qualified for the job. He has permitted personal loyalty to supersede his loyalty to the system. And that is nepotism or discrimination, both of which are terrible sins. Not that they care because they're the ones building it. In modern society, it would be in industrial societies that have done a poor job of subordinating personnel or local loyalties to loyalty to the system. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna leave that right there, right? If I could. Let me read one small part that's important. Let's hear this. Thus, an advanced industrial society can tolerate only those small communities, those small scale communities that are emasculated, okay, tamed and made into tools of the system. Crowding, rapid change, and the breakdown of communities have been widely recognized as sources of social problems. If I'm getting a little crazy, just let me know. They're saying as they went to build this, he's saying, Ted is saying, as they went to build this, they built this and designed this knowing that the only way they could do this was to break all loyalties, to break up these communities. And so one of the best ways to break up any community and to give more loyalty to one thing other than the other is what? What does a drug dealer do? How come he got so many repeat customers? Go ahead, Thank you, brother. So if you know the only way that I could run this internet is I'm gonna have to make everybody addicted. Otherwise, if I don't, they're gonna be more loyal to their communities and they're gonna destroy my system. And then I can't control everybody. Like they doing all kind of horrible things in Harvard and Yale and MIT. They knew this. So they knew they had to come up with a way to make us addicted so that we would now put our heart into the system and not into ourselves and into our community. And that's what they went about to do. Got some seats up in the front, sis. Good to see you, sis. So what did they do? They created this thing called algorithms. These algorithms are being used against us every day. And they increasing and increasing and increasing. And you ain't got to run from it or shut off the internet and all that. But be awake. Be aware of what's going on. They mentioned a little bit about being aware with our children. Be doubly aware, especially with our children. Be aware of yourself too. You vulnerable too. And as we decide to not be vulnerable to this society, we'll also be able to beat all the things that they use to make us addicted. All right. Can I get a little bit on this algorithm, y'all? Then I'm going directly into pornography. All right. I know I walked y'all a long way with this, and y'all been absolute patient, and I appreciate it. But I'm going to give you a little bit of the algorithms, a little bit of the Instagram, and then I'm going to give you some real solutions. Real solutions on how we fight this. All right. So bear with me a second. Let's get it in. Everybody good? All right. Let's do it. Mariah, you got a video. TV's on. Oh, you got it. Anybody want some water, hands? Something to drink?
Today we're going to talk about what years or The whole point of the technology is that they don't want to engage one part of your brain. When I first started getting addicted to video games, I would play by myself. You can only get so addicted to a game that you can beat, and then the game gets boring. So now what developers do, they'll have DLCs, they'll have expansions, they'll have seasons, right? You can play Fortnite for like 10 years, and it'll always be fun. There's always something new. So the first thing is the game never ends. Second thing is that the games are designed to give us an artificial sense of accomplishment. We as human beings are wired towards something called intent to mastery. So what games have started to do is they've realized, okay, we're going to make things hard for you, but you're still designed to win. You're always going to win. No game is designed for you to lose. Everything is designed to give you an artificial sense of difficulty where you will eventually win. So this activates such primitive circuits of our brain of mastery, accomplishment. And the problem is that even on an intellectual level, if I understand that getting this trophy in a video game is not the same as getting a gold medal at the Olympics, there's a part of my brain that can't tell the difference. The whole point of the technology is that they don't want to engage.
Is that it? All right. The whole point is to get you hooked. He's telling you that's what they working as they're making the game. They're making it so you could win, feel that artificial feeling of success. And let me ask you this. If I play video games all day, and all day I'm playing video games, I get a sense of win in that video game after I've struggled and shot up everybody and did all of whatever I got to do. Now I got to win on that. I'm going to level 21. What won't I strive for? Slug. I'm sliding. Yeah, slug. What won't I strive for, fam? Anybody? Go ahead, Yeah. The real life goals are going to go away because they ain't going to give me the same hit I'm getting while on the video game. And so what you as a man, as a soldier of the Most High, while you playing video games, enjoy yourself, whatever you do. But also in the back of your mind, have the understanding that I can't let this video game take me off my post, take me off of my building, my family, keeping my camp up to par, being on time to do what I got to do, going out there to get this money so I can set up my house like Solomon set up his house. I can't do that. I gotta put a bridle on. I gotta remember this is a game. This ain't real life. So I got to get my successes in real life. That's why us real deal UPK officers, brother, you can't stop us from going to camp. I had a fight with Haas every week. Haas, they don't have enough men. Sir, they said they're only going for a short time. Haas, we don't go out with that many men. I know, sir, but this is a real lame corner. I go to every week. I got to go through this with Haas. And then when I get him on everything, then he say, you know, Muhammad approved it. I say, Haas, man, leave me alone. Click. Every week we go through this because brothers, real soldiers want to get to camp. They want they win out there. They don't want they win, you know. What the fuck is that? They want they win here. They want they win in camp. You understand? Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's where you want your win at. You want your win in your baby's eyes. You know what I'm saying? She hop up on your lap. That's a win. When she say, Daddy, you come through the door. That's a win. That's supposed to do what the algorithm do. And you sisters, you got to get a win and you got to know how to give a win. You letting the video game give your win. Give your win up. The video game, the getting your hole, he getting the box, he getting everything. The internet that took your sex, your man, your time, everything. Come on now. We not having that. We got solutions coming up tonight. We are not having that. You know what I mean? She got a right to be upset. She pulled the plugs out on you. You on level 83, she shut the game down. You fucked up. You back on one. She was right. If she come to me and say, General, that's the first thing she gonna say, General, he playing them video games all day. I'm gonna be like, what? Really? What level he on? If she say he on level 2, I'm gonna be like, but sis, but be patient with the brother. Just play a video. But if she come to me and say he on level 95, you know what, sis, you might be right. Let me go. Let me just see what's going on with him. Let me hear his side of this. Let me hear his side of the story. She pulled the damn plug on you. Cause you a dope fiend. She got a dope fiend at home. Xbox. That's your cocaine. She was right to pull the damn plug. Somebody was trying to get my attention, slug. Huh? Oh, go ahead, young man. Go ahead.
I can actually relate to that because I have an Xbox of my own and I usually play it a lot whenever I have like free time. So this is actually really like convenient. It's gonna help me whenever playing it.
Yeah, you know, man, nothing wrong with you. Damn right. Damn right. You know, man, ain't nothing wrong with you playing it, but let's understand our enemy. You know what I'm saying? Let's understand what we're dealing with here. You know what I mean? These things, everybody wants to own the children of Israel. And they'll do whatever it takes to own you. They can own you with a video game, why not? They can own you with pornography, why not? They'll use whatever they can use to own you, man. Okay? So like he said in the tape, they'll set up them algorithms, man, to make them addicted, to make you a drug addict. And like the young man said, that's good insight for him, because now he'll go back, play the game, enjoy the game, but he'll also be looking to make sure, okay, I can't let this control me and get the best of me. I can't take this so serious. Listen, man, if you from Philly, I spent a lot of time in Philly. If you spend time in Philly, you're going to see some people that are addicted. And that's them sports fans. Ain't no fans worse than them Philadelphia fans. And they'll burn the city down. You know what I'm saying? You go up in there with somebody else's jersey on in the playoff game. You never coming out. Them white boys that had you strung up on that damn pole, they crazy about them teams. That's addiction. That's addiction over something that means nothing to them. At the end of the day, they wake up tomorrow morning, it means nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with going to see a game. Ain't nothing wrong with liking a team. Ain't nothing wrong with, being down with it. But do it own you? Is it getting more out of you than the things the Lord put in you to give to the rest of the world? Is it doing that? Shame on you if you let a video game, something in a computer, get more out of you than a living, breathing woman standing right next to you. Shame on you. Shame on you. You know what I mean? Don't say that's right too quick. I got some coming on the other side in about a minute. You might not like it. Shame on you. You a soldier, man. You a goddamn soldier. Off your post when the enemy come. Sleep on the job, enemy coming in the back door, finna smoke everybody, you snoring. No, man, we ain't going out like that. We better than that. We made a much, much more than that. Go ahead, mighty man.
Where the man sat at the head of the table with his wife at the other head and the kids on the side.
Murad, give me them pictures. The head of the table.
It was like once a week or something like that.
Yep.
Where it was family night.
Yep.
And I remember, don't forget when we made the Kool-Aid.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
There it is.
Kool-Aid and put it on the table.
After World War II, when brothers came home from the war, the greatest gift that they had was to be able to sit at the dinner table. I didn't mean to cut you off. The greatest gift that they had was to be able to sit at that dinner table and establish their family. Take your time, bro. You all right? You all right? You got it? Oh, shit. I keep... It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay my ass for the phone. All right. Come on, Murad. There it is. We took this lightly. We didn't look at this like this was very valuable. Hey, Thaba One, let me ask you something. Can y'all all see? Thaba One ain't blocking y'all. Say it if he is. You can see. Thaba One, can I move you? Is it too much?
No,
You gotta pick up everything. I just noticed it just now. Can you just bring him right here? Is that possible? If that's not possible, then I'll leave you. But if you can slide right a little over, so they ain't, because I noticed they doing this, and we'll just try to get up in there. And Tawada to you too. Give it up for Tabawan, man. Did a hell of a job. He did a hell of a job Passover. Y'all see a lot of that film footage that came out? That was Tabawan filming that film footage. And brother, it was glorious, especially the brothers saluting that Torah and them brothers out there in the field with Cap Mackay. Oh, man. He was a part of that team that did a hell of a job with that footage. That footage is still going all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Still breaking records and all that. So congratulations on that. Go ahead. You was going to say. Mosa? Say again, Mo. Oh, the Waka Bar as well. Most High in Christ. All right. Get down, mighty man. Yeah. You know, man, that was a hell of a work y'all did. I didn't even know you was on that team. Good shout, man. Good work, man. Y'all did it up. All right, Marak, give me some more of them pictures of the family. Keep them up there for a second. You really ain't got to have me up there. You can keep them up there. Like that, we took that like small. We didn't think that was a big deal. But wasn't no pornography in video games outshining that. Ain't nothing more gratifying than being a man at the head of the table, working together with your family on real life righteous things. Ain't nothing better than a sister have her whole family intact and a man she can love and respect and look up to sitting at the head of that table that she knows cares about her and knows that to him, she is so valuable and so important to him for all that she do. Brother, that's gold. That's good money right there. That's good. That's something you should never trade. If you get that, you should never trade it. We traded it. We traded it because we didn't know how valuable it was until we were caught up in pornography. Then we realized, oh boy, I messed up. I got screwed up. Oh, I did it again, man. Stay over here. Slug it. All right, y'all. All right. Please, go ahead.
All right. You know, the feeling of the masculinity that went in that house back there in, some of you older brothers in the 70s, really the late 70s and whatever, the 80s, you knew that you had a family structure. My dad wasn't around for a long time.
But go ahead.
But when they put that seat at the head of the table, you knew he was in charge.
Damn right.
All right. That's what I never forgot.
That was right. That was
me and my 5 brothers.
That was beautiful, and that's what gave you your masculinity. It made you stronger than a goddamn porno film. Made you stronger than an algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Made you stronger than those. And then here's the thing: we need to go all the way back to our ancestral walk. We was doing this 4,000-5,000 years ago. We was adding these to our family. So what you saying is absolutely right. And that's why we done lost so much. Our sons, they turning them into homosexuals. They doing all kinds of stuff. Your daughters, I got off the plane over in LA. I ain't never seen more bull daggers in my life. They just got tattoos. They in the booty shorts with tattoos from the toe all the way up to under the booty short. I said, God damn, like the bitch fell in a bucket of paint or some shit. Excuse my friend. It was insane. Bull daggers everywhere. You know what I mean? Made me scared to even look at a broad. Like, I'm going to look at one of they broads. They walking like, yeah. Nigga, don't look. I glanced over like, I better not look at none of these. You know what I'm saying? God damn. That's what happened to us, huh? You understand? Be a soldier. Always know who's trying to take you out. Who's trying to take you down. You understand? You lost it? You good? You can throw them back. Keep them up there till I'm done. Sorry.
Sir, can I add one more?
Bear with me though, because they're gonna run you out of here in a second. They've been sitting here. You know, man. Go pass that mic on up, y'all. You know, man, go and make that last point.
One last point.
Yeah.
I always say it take a man to stand up when everything is against you.
That's right. That's right. And you can't build, damn right. And you can't build no men if everything around them's tearing them down. You understand? And the same with sisters. This is really for both of us. You can't do that. All right, let me run on through it, y'all. Sorry to cut you off too, Sharok, but I wanted to just get this out the way. All right, let me read a little more. Pornography not only affects relationships, porn also affects the brain. Viewing porn triggers dopamine, the neurotransmitter responsible for reward and pleasure. Repeated exposure can create a pattern where novelty becomes necessary. Novelty meaning you do it once in a while and it's something special, but then it becomes necessary. Your body's chemistry starts to gear to that. We are the most adaptive creatures on this earth. Our neurons, our muscles, everything we do can adapt and mimic our environment. And the same goes for pornography. If you getting your dopamine from pornography, your body will adjust to that. And then this thing over here, your body will start to dismiss. This thing meaning an actual woman. All right. So it's very dangerous. All right. So here's what it says. Repeated exposure can create a pattern where novelty becomes necessary to achieve arousal, and regular experiences lose their appeal over time. That means she get in front of you and you ain't got no appeal. You can't even, now you know where all your erectile dysfunction come from. You watching pornography and on the film, you good. But when you turn the phone off, she's standing right, living in the flesh. And that's why them sisters be so mad. He got a real woman standing right here. He don't want that. They be mad. Y'all lucky. Some of these women, are, you know what I'm saying? They go in the kitchen and get something for you. You wake up the next morning, you bleed, man. Like it, and you wrong. As a soldier, you understand, like understand a soldier of the Lord is just not a killing instrument. That comes from the white man. A soldier of the Most High is a man that handles many things. And one of them is his family, is that woman, is all those things, those children, his neighbor's children, his wealth, his neighbor's wealth, his community, the dangers that come to his community. Those are all part of a soldier's life. And they're all born and based in the knowledge he receives in the scriptures. He's a well-rounded assault vehicle. And yes, he will put you down as well. But he ain't just one thing. He's many things. And that's why we discussing this now, because that's the real way to look at this. The real way to look at this ain't should you get into porn? Should you not? Is it morally wrong? Is it this? Is it that? Damn all that. The real question is, does it harm me? Does it harm my brothers? Does it harm my sisters? Who does it damage? You understand? And if it's damaging, I don't care what you think about it. It's an enemy. Enemies get smoked. You understand? And so we to battle that, we got to push up against that. All right, I'm going on a little bit more. Over time, this can desensitize emotional and physical responses to real life intimacy. Dang. Make you desensitive to being with a woman. That's bad. You understand? Neural pathways adjust to the instant gratification of pornography, making it harder to connect through slower, emotional-driven experiences with a partner. Damn. That old intimacy, that what they call foreplay. And listen, and this is super evil for the tribe of Judah, because y'all the kings at foreplay. Like, ain't nobody got more butter than the tribe of Judah. I ain't gonna lie. You understand? Now, some of the Latino tribes, now they got y'all pretty good. Some of the Latino tribes, brother, they put some suave booyah on you. You know what I mean? Your woman will second guess your shit like, God damn, this nigga smooth. But Judah still holds that crown. He still got more butter than anybody. And here's the thing, this is what's so shameful. Don't no other nation have that. Don't no other nation know how to seduce a woman better than us. don't even have the ability to, don't even have what's considered soul to do it. It's crazy. Let me ask y'all a quick question. Who knows why Hugh Hefner started Playboy? Anybody? Hugh Hefner started Playboy magazine real quick because him and many of his rich friends, well, not so rich friends, just like Facebook, could not get women. They had no ability to get these women. So they had to create a way to get women. That's where also beauty pageants came from. So what he did is he created this magazine for men to be able to connect with women without actually connecting with women. Everybody know porno man, you know, his magazine, the magazines was before the internet, that's all they was used for. That's what he made it for. For those who could not deal with a woman could now find another way around it. That ain't us. That's somebody else. That's some heathen's idea how you go about that. That ain't us. You understand? And we ain't trying to lose our skills. Why you gonna lose your skills to somebody else? No, man, we keeping our skills. Let me keep going. All right. In some cases, sexual performance or desire may decline. That's most cases. That's most cases. Creating additional tension in the relationship. And let me tell you, it'd be young cats with erectile dysfunction. They all coming up in the clinics now. All that. I'm hearing about them all the time. 25, 30, you can't function right. 35, function right. Nah, man. I know y'all missed something. I'm 62, fully functional. Pull my wife to the side one day. Ask her, that's the truth. I can't even understand how y'all let that one get out from under you. Shit. I said, y'all ain't taking that from me. I'm be functioning till I'm about 2 inches from the grave. Is anything yet working? Yes. No, man. You a soldier. You a soldier. How you getting played out of pocket? No, we ain't doing that. Bear with me, y'all, because I'm out of time. I'm running tight on the time, all right? I'll try to make some time in the end if y'all want. But I don't want to hold you. I'm holding y'all way over time. We were supposed to be done, a little while ago. So I'm going to finish a little bit more, right? But,
yes, I'm ready for you, sir.
Give me the Instagram models, all right? Last point, and then we go into solutions, right? Let me just make sure. I think it is. Because I gave you enough on the yes. That's it, and we go into solutions, all right? Let's do this last little part, fam. And we'll get ready to get done. Let's go to Instagram. Give me a couple of them models, all right?
Kind of one kind, sir.
Depression and depressive symptoms and upward social comparisons during Instagram use. Instagram literally causes women depression, if you didn't know already. It's a tool for depression. Remember I said before, they got to wear you down to make you addicted. One of the tools to wear you down is Instagram. I'm not saying you can't use Instagram and all that. It's totally up to you. I'm preparing you as brothers and sisters of the Most High to understand the dangers of some of these things that's put in front of us and how they are trying to destroy our social structure and take these things from us, all right? A vicious circle. Most studies relating to social media to body and self-esteem have focused on female samples. A study by Menon found gender differences across self-esteem evaluations, whereby females reported lower levels of self-esteem and were more likely to make unfavorable upward social comparisons. Compared to males, interestingly, this result was found across all 48 ethnicities in the study. Celebrity endorsements and influence culture contribute to an idealized standard of beauty against which adolescents can measure their own self-worth. That measurement, that self-worth, that's what's bringing them down. Found that young females, when browsing Instagram, often found themselves involuntarily comparing themselves to celebrities, social media influencers, and peers. They seeing that. Researchers have examined the effect of celebrity images compared with equally attractive peer and control images on the women's body image. They found increased body dissatisfaction following exposure to attractive celebrities and peer images compared to control images, mediated by social comparison, indicating that exposure to attractive celebrities and peers can have an immediate negative effect on women's mood and body image. That thing is powerful. That's a powerful algorithm in that Instagram. They throw those images up on that Instagram and young girls turn them on and see them and instantly become depressed, instantly compare themselves, instantly, you understand, lower their self-esteem. And that's a dangerous weapon being used against us. You understand? We got to be prepared and open-minded in trying to stop something like that from coming about. Okay? Here's what it says. The effects. On a man-woman relationship, by having a porn addiction, it lowers your woman's self-esteem. And why wouldn't it? Your lack of attraction to her makes her question herself. And her questioning herself lowers her self-esteem. And you don't want a woman with low self-esteem. Because if she got low self-esteem, then her standards are low. The standards are low. She's vulnerable to all kinds of things. You want your wife to have a high self-esteem, and a high self-esteem for the right reasons. If you leave it to the white man, your wife will have a high self-esteem about being a hoe. She'll have a high self-esteem about her ass or her breasts or something else. You want her to have a high self-esteem about how she carries herself in the truth, about the morals she stands on, about the great work she does in building relationships and families. You don't want her to have high self-esteem about something else. So being aware of it is how you break down those effects. And it's why you do so much damage when you go into watching porn. Going into watching porn, brother, does deep damage to your relationship. You know what I mean? More harm than you think if you just selfishly, getting into watching porn. You're doing way more in the room that you aware. All right, let's keep going. The most common issues arise when pornography begins to substitute for intimacy rather than support it. Some brothers get it caught up in it even when they got a woman. If one partner turns to porn instead of connecting with their significant other, or uses it to avoid vulnerability or emotional closeness, problems often follow. Feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and betrayal are common when one person feels excluded or replaced by a screen. That's when the fights start. Give me the fights. That's when the fights start. Now you're arguing in there every night. You're arguing, and now you're arguing in front of the kids. Look at the damage you're doing just because you can't turn off a video game, or you can't turn off pornography because they done use the algorithms and a shot of dopamine to get you caught up like you a young sucker. And coming in, and they basically come in the back door, destroy your house, destroy your kids, destroy your relationship, all that over some bullshit BS porn. No, man. No. You're a better soldier than that. We better soldiers than that. You understand? We better than that. And we're going to teach each and every one of our brothers to fight their way through all of that so that they could be better soldiers. They could be stronger. They could be pushing up against that. You understand? And all the other new things they may be coming with down the line. I'll tell y'all a little conspiracy. I ain't going in it, all right? I know y'all be talking about my conspiracies. It's all right. 3 years from now, y'all be saying, yo, General Yahanna was right. Esau created how many of y'all heard, show of hands, how many of you heard of the Internet of Bodies? Anybody? One brother? Most of you have not heard of it. Well, you're going to start to hear about that term soon, the Internet of Bodies. What Esau is trying to do now, he's such a diabolical beast. He's trying to create a way for him to use the internet to electronically go into your brain. Like to get your brain to respond to certain things right over the internet. That's his goal. So where you open up an app or something like that and they do something to make your brain receive that same dopamine hit without nothing being connected to it. I ain't gonna say nothing else about it. All right. I'll wait a year, and when it come out, you know I was right. All right. So let me go on. Jealousy, stuff like that. Okay. Okay. That are common when one person feels excluded or replaced by a screen. It creates, here it is, y'all. It creates erectile dysfunction at young ages. Y'all not getting mine. Get that. It's too valuable. As a result, a common practice with young men is to go to the gas stations to buy what's called honey packs. Y'all know about honey pack? I didn't know about it until I found out today. I was like, what the hell is a honey pack? For those of you that may not know, honey packs are being sold right now, right out the gas station. When did the gas station ever have to sell erectile dysfunction medicine for you to use? That was something you got a prescription for because it was a rare illness. You might have went there to get a condom or something, but now it's being sold in the gas station like it's nothing. You go in the gas station, get some gas, and buy a honey pack. So that when you do get with a woman, you be able to take that medicine and hopefully perform. We being robbed, man. We being lowered down to a low standard. We being emasculated. Our masculinity being put on the table. It's a damn joke. All right. Now let's talk about solutions. Y'all ready? Some of the obvious ones is this. Stop supporting the habit. You got somebody that's totally addicted to porn, don't support the habit. Don't support it financially. Don't support it with encouragement. Don't use it as a means to keep peace in the house. Be totally against it, male and female. Because his sister's caught up in it too. This ain't just a male thing. Sister's caught up in it too. All right? Stop others that support the habit. If he do it with a set of brothers, them brothers, if you see the brother addicted or you getting reports he addicted, it's time to pull back. Time to tell him, nah, bro, I can't get down this week. You know, man, we burning too many hours on this. It's time for you to stop supporting the habit because eventually you're going to get addicted. And that'll be your addiction of choice. And now what you going to do? Now you got two soldiers down. Stop supporting it. All right. I see some twisted faces. Somebody got a question? Now's the time. You got a question about it, young man? Huh? Go on, hit me with a question.
I was wondering why it wasn't just a man.
Because here's why. Because that's a good question. Very good question. Because it comes in other forms now, not just video games. There are all kinds of things on the internet being used, including porn, to get women addicted as well. And porn. They got plenty of porn that has women addicted. You got some women. Remember Remy Ma and Papoose? When they were arguing and fighting back and forth, they came out and said that she had a major porn addiction. Mm. She was disrespecting him, sleeping around on him, all of that. And meanwhile, when she go back to the house, she go in the bedroom, shut the door, and she on there watching porn for hours on end. So there's women that have it as well. This ain't just a man thing. You know what I mean? It's an addiction thing. It's an addiction that's targeting us. That's the goal. Like the cat said, even with the Grand Theft Auto, whatever it was, he was taking Fortnite. I don't really know much about these games, but whatever the game is, they make the game specifically for you to addict you. They make it for you to win. They make it for you to go through a difficulty and then win. Especially, and the reason is more men than women, because men are very wired to go fight and win. Like that's what you got testosterone for, to get in a fight and win. That's why you like sports. That's why you always on top of the game. You know what I mean? That's why men in the gym is comparing you. You wired that way. It's your natural wiring to battle against, somebody and become the win. That's what being a real man is. You know what I mean? Like you are battling for the right to be over your woman, whether you know it or not. Like that masculinity that you flexing in front of her is you trying to show her that you are worthy to be over her. And it's also built in her to love that masculinity. You understand? Or what women like masculine men. They might say, well, you got to be more gentle or hang out with sodomites or whatever. You know what I mean? But trust me, no, nothing is more powerful. Nothing's a greater aphrodisiac to a woman than a masculine man. And they got absolute excellent radar. They can read if you are looking masculine on the outside and you bitch made like a motherfucker on the inside. They can read it. You might fool other brothers, but you ain't gonna fool them women. They gonna know what you made of, because that's what they're totally wired for. So knowing that Esau, knowing that they're wired for that, puts that in you so that you shooting for that goal of being that protector, being that leader, now becomes part of a video game. So you're going to be great. You're going to get the win in the video game and not with her. You're going to get your feeling of masculinity and accomplishment in the video game and not with her. And vice versa in the things that they do with her. They put different algorithms in different things, including porno, to make her addicted. They started it in those female strip clubs. I forget what they call those. Them old Chippendale things where the women come all in and they got the male dancers and they get out there and they're naked. Y'all heard of that before, right? I don't know if they still do that these days. Well, they made that for women to give them the opposite of what they're giving you. And eventually they'll come up with something like that on the internet. I probably shouldn't even have said it. Man, they'll figure some nonsense out like that. So that's why it's not that way. I'm done with that one, all right? Let me get on down the list. I ain't got but a couple more, y'all. This is mainly for the sisters. This is very, very important. You can encourage this addiction in brothers if you use the wrong language. And this is difficult, especially when you can't get him to stop. But if you want to get a man to stop his addiction to pornography, you absolutely must not go negative. I know it's tough, but you have to use supportive language like you would with anybody who has a drug problem. You can scream at a drug addict all day, but he ain't going to stop getting high until he's ready to stop getting high. Well, the same happens with a man when it comes to a porn addiction. If you in there, nigga, you will never spend no time. You ain't shit. It's a regular man gonna want to knock your damn teeth out. A brother that's addicted is never gonna hear you. You're just gonna make him go further into his addiction. He gonna want to be in the man cave and not hear your voice. He gonna try to find his homie that's got the same addiction and go to his house. Because he ain't got no woman over there. So he gonna go over there and play over there and forget about playing, and you'll never get to him. So when dealing with a man in that situation, sisters, use supportive language. Give me that scripture. Somebody give me that scripture about the chaste conversation of the wives. Anybody? Nobody knows it? First one, get it, call it. Y'all trying it? Come on, young man, give it to me. Abalam, you got it? I know you Abalam got it. It's very important that you use this language, sisters, to battle it. You in the battle too. And you got to use this language so you can get through to him. To make him stop, to make him fight this force. Because there's one thing that's, again, that algorithm is tapping into the one thing. Is tapping into his hero mentality, his desire to be a hero, his desire to battle and win. That's what it's tapping into. So guess what? You got to tap into that also to get him to not take that win, but take the win that's in the real world, which is you. And how you do that is not by raising the stress, but showing him the reward. Showing him the win, showing him the goal, showing him what he's going to accomplish by taking the win with you and not somebody else. You got it for me? Read it.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may, without the word, be won by the conversation of the wise.
You got to be wise how you talk to this brother with this addiction. You got to show him that he got a bigger win than this in this game. And you also got to do it knowing that that is not your job to get him to stop this pornography, but it is your job. It is in your best interest to convince him that there is a better goal that he can have. If you try to be the authority on what he should do, you're going to lose the battle. If you do what every woman in the world does on somebody that got any addiction, you'll never get through to them. You'll never get them to hear you because you're coming up against their addiction without any alternative. As a matter of fact, you making the alternative worse. You're basically saying, give up that addiction that you enjoy so you can come over here so I can tear your head off. That ain't going to win. What will win is give up that addiction of pornography that you love so much. And let me show you the great win you're going to have over here. Let me show you what you built. Let me show you what you have. Let me show you what's been special to you your whole life. Let me tell you what you've given up on. That's where your conversation has to be. Look how great you was when you was doing this. Look how great you did with this. You got me by doing this. And then you trying to get him to convince himself that he got to come on back up over to the side where he gets the real win at. You understand? That's what's important. And of course, it may not all be for you to do. It may have to also go, somewhere else. You got a husband that got a porn addiction? Tell him. Tell him. He's sitting at the video games all day. He ain't intimate no more, which is a sin. You understand? He ain't doing those things. Tell on him. Call for counsel. Call for counsel. Let them get pulled on the carpet. We're going to sit down with them. Now we're going to get involved and we're going to help you. We're going to help you. We're going to help you help him fight that thing that's destroying his house and get y'all back on the right page. There are certain things that your wife is supposed to have that is illegal to remove from her. Sex is one of them. Intimacy is another. You cannot do it without permission. Remember what Paul said, your body is not your own. I don't care if y'all, I haven't been with her so-and-so year. I'm tired of that. Who cares? You better go in there and act like you ain't tired of it. Better find a new way, nigga. Flowers and something. come up in there, get you a top hat. Get in there and get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do it. It's your job and it's your obligation and it's the commitment you made. And she have a right to tell on you if you don't hold to your commitment. And she should help you with it by telling on you because you have gotten weak. And you fighting tooth and nail and Satan is winning. You can't turn on him with resentment. You turn on him with resentment, you're going to lose. You're going to help him in his addiction. That's why the scripture said, let not the sun go down on your wrath. That's important. You don't want to be building bitterness in a relationship. You got to let shit go sometime. Get a solution and stick to it. Now, I'm going to add this in there. Any brother that's putting his hands on this woman in Israelite school UPK, she should tell on you. Because I consider you weak. You're going to have a real good reason that you put your hands on a daughter of Zion. And I'm going to take your rank. Tell you right now, I'm going to fuck up your whole career. Because you were so weak, you had to put your hands on a woman. There's 1,000 punishments you could give a woman. Adultery, you're going to walk away anyway. There's never no reason to put your hands on. If you're doing it, you better stop. Because I'm telling her now, tell on her. Tell on her. And I'm going to see to it. You a soldier, man. Be a man. You ain't ready to be a man? Give me my rank back. It'll be sitting there warm for you. Yeah, give it on. I can't hack it. Give me my rank back, man. Lord, to give me somebody else, man, to fight till you ready. You got too much bullshit from the world. I understand. You know what I mean? Brothers fall in it. But if you want that rank, if you want to wear that jacket, you go and put that shield on the back. You want graduating class of such and such and so and so. You want young men to come up to you, yes, sir, con out of one con, cracking, locking. Don't be faking that shit in here with me. You don't play that fake shit. Don't nobody need to be saluting you and you going home. You bitch, you drunk, fucking up the program, excuse my French. Ain't building the household. No, man, come on, man. We at the end. This is it. This is our shot. We want your house shot coming in rolling with them 200,000 angels to come and get us. You got to kill that. Let's fight these things, man. All right. Like the Lord said, in the multitude of counsels of the people saved. Let's save the people. Come together in these councils. Damn right. Damn right. Sisters, feed them. The world changes, man, when you feed brothers. Trust me. A cat get up from 2 McDonald's burgers versus a home-cooked meal, that's 2 different niggas. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You done got drunk and had them burgers, woke up the next morning still drunk. There was as much poison in the burgers as there was in the liquor. Feed him, because the right food in his body is going to also help him to have all the chemicals right that he needs to fight. If the chemicals is all wrong, so many stuff out here trying to feminize men, so much garbage food. You got to eat what you got to eat. I'm not telling you don't eat at McDonald's. I eat McDonald's too. You got to eat what you got to eat, but we should be moving in that better direction if we can. You know what I mean? To help ourselves to not be so vulnerable to so many of the things that's helping destroy us. We want to make sure we can get that on the right-hand side. Hey, I want to thank y'all for coming out, man, hanging with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I took so long to get it all out, but I wanted to give y'all the best shot at what I was saying to help add that to us, man. Let's get off of all these games and pornography, man. Not get off the games. I don't want to tell you get off the games, but just put the games in perspective and let's get control of those games if they out of control. You understand? Let's get control of them. Let's not, have them owning us and controlling us and get out the porn altogether. We destroying the whole black community. You ain't having no relationships, ain't having no sex. Got to go get stuff for erectile dysfunction. We got to just get that up. That was nice. Thank you, Mr. White Man, but we gonna pass on that shit. Give all that up. Let's get back to being who we are and bringing them relationships together and working on that. So much more comes out of it, you know what I mean, than everything else. The water so much again, y'all. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, right?
Commanding General Yahanna here, ISUPK, the original ISUPK, 1969, Body of Christ. Here's what I want to tell you, man. Now, I want you to think about something for a minute. You've been studying the scriptures. You've been watching us on tape. You've been watching all kinds of camps on tape. And as you've been watching and studying, you realize that it's coming to the point where you got to put this into action, that you need to step out there on the street and handle that work. Now, here's what happens to a ton of brothers. A ton of brothers go out there without coming through the school and learning what they need to learn. And what happens is they run out there and then they run into problems that they don't know about. And they try to get them problems answered online and calling brothers and all that, and it creates a bunch of confusion. And in many cases, it eventually chokes the truth. It look like it ain't gonna choke it now because you feeling strong, your energy's up. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. You understand? I've been doing this 40 plus years. Okay? Ask anybody my name. It's going to all be bad, which it's supposed to be. All right? Christ said when they speak all manner of evil against you, that's when you know you're doing this work. Do yourself a favor. Come to the ISUPK first. Learn from the original school first. Even if you think it's too militant or too this, too that, don't let anything block you from getting the pure knowledge first, straight from ISUPK. I'm saying this out of love because I'm seeing too many brothers fall. They're getting up under cats, they're getting what they click. Bring your click here and let your click handle ISUPK. Because here's the deal. If your click ain't strong enough to handle ISUPK, why would you go out on the street and get swallowed up out there? And if you feel like ISUPK ain't got it all down, then you should be man enough, you and your crew, to come to us and lay down and break bread and talk about these scriptures. Ain't no harm gonna come to you. Ain't no harm come to a man that disagree with the truth. You ain't trying to harm us, we damn sure ain't trying to harm our own. So come to the ISUPK, sit down in our classes, learn from us, and then you can make your serious decision on what it is that you're supposed to be. And I guarantee you, you're going to realize that it was much more than what you saw on that video, man. Much love to all you warriors learning, growing, and getting ready to bust out into this work. I see you soon. Shalom, family.